New era, new energy. Already making plans for next season. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Indiana?
The Indiana Fever may have just made one of the biggest blunders in WNBA history. A quickly deleted social media post reportedly leaked their confidential roster moves for the upcoming WNBA expansion draft, sparking speculation about Caitlin Clark's future and leaving fans and analysts in a frenzy.
So, the expansion draft is happening at the start of December, and Stephanie White is the coach of the Fever, and it's going to be interesting to see who they protect.
The stakes are sky high as November 25th looms, the deadline for WNBA teams to submit their protected players for the expansion draft. The Indiana Fever's apparent slip-up may have exposed their strategy, sending shockwaves through the league. This isn't just a minor error, it's a revelation that could reshape Indiana's future and the WNBA's trajectory for years. Rising star Caitlin Clark's phenomenal rookie season has fans hailing her as basketball's next big thing, while Indiana's playoff push fuels hope that the once struggling franchise is finally staging a long-awaited comeback.
The future is so bright, and our ultimate goal is to hang another banner in the field house. And our ultimate goal is to come back in here after we win that championship and celebrate again like we did in 2012.
The Golden State Valkyrie expansion draft has fans buzzing about the Fever's rumored protected players and the heated debate over one controversial name. Did their leaked list reveal too much? Let's hope this blunder didn't cost an unlucky intern their job as the team's strategy hangs in the balance.
We have a new team, the Golden State Valkyries, that's going to begin and play in 2025. But before that happens, we need to have an expansion draft because they need some players on their roster.
The WNBA expansion draft is one of the most anticipated off-season events, and this year, it's even more intense thanks to one name, Caitlin Clark. Set to debut in 2025, the Golden State Valkyries will have the opportunity to build their inaugural roster by selecting players from existing WNBA teams. Here's the twist. Each franchise can protect up to 6 players, shielding them from being drafted. Any unprotected player becomes fair game, including free agents, though the Valkyries can only draft one unrestricted free agent overall. The intrigue deepens because the protected lists remain confidential, known only to the Valkyries' management and the teams themselves. This secrecy fuels endless speculation and strategy, making every move critical in shaping the league's future.
The expansion draft is happening on December the 6th. It's going to be live on ESPN. But before that happens, here's what you need to know.
With the November 25th deadline to submit protected players looming and the WNBA expansion draft on December 6th, the Indiana Fever are at a crucial turning point. After years of struggles, 2024 marked a breakout season for the Fever, highlighted by their first playoff appearance and a winning record. Now, with new head coach Stephanie White and an electrifying young core, they have an opportunity to shape their future. Leading the charge is rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, whose historic season shattered records, energized fans, and established her as a legitimate superstar. Paired with Aaliyah Boston, a dominant post player already among the league's best, the duo gives Indiana a foundation with unparalleled potential. Veterans Kelsey Mitchell, known for her scoring prowess, and rising talent Lexi Hull round out a roster brimming with promise. For the Fever, this expansion draft isn't just about playing it safe. It's a chance to capitalize on their newfound momentum and build a team capable of contending for years to come.
Women's sports, it's a big opportunity to be a part of this rising tide that we're all experiencing. Everybody in this company's all in. Everybody in this city's all in.
The stakes couldn't be higher for the Indiana Fever. Protecting the wrong players could leave them exposed, allowing the Golden State Valkyries to snatch key talent or disrupt team chemistry. Beyond the draft, free agency and trades loom large, making every decision critical. That's why the Fever's rumored protected list leak has sent shockwaves through the WNBA. If true, it may have revealed their strategy at the worst possible time. This is bigger than one team. It's about league-wide power dynamics. Expansion drafts are rare and force agonizing decisions for every franchise. A single deleted post now holds immense weight, sparking speculation about Indiana's next move. Let's break down what happened and why fans can't stop buzzing.
The fact that it was deleted makes me believe they weren't ready for the backlash that transpired from said post. But of course, there are screenshots.
On November 24th, just before the expansion draft protection deadline, the WNBA fan base turned into amateur detectives. The Indiana Fever's social media team posted a graphic celebrating the team's future. It showed head coach Stephanie White alongside 6 players, captioned, "New era, new energy, already making plans for next season." Fans quickly speculated if this revealed the Fever's protected list. The post was deleted within an hour, but not before eagle-eyed fans captured screenshots and dissected every detail. The image featured 6 players: Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Nalissa Smith, and Temi Fagbinley. For WNBA enthusiasts, this lineup seemed suspiciously like the Fever's protected player list for the expansion draft, a list that perfectly aligned with ESPN's predictions, fueling widespread speculation.
This has become a thing is because the players in front of her, well, there were 6 of them. And the WNBA draft, the expansion draft coming up, you can protect 6 players from the Golden State Valkyries. Each team, each franchise can. So fans try to put 2 and 2 together, seeing the 6 players that Stephanie White was talking to and thinking those must be the 6 players that the Indiana Fever protected.
Fans quickly flooded forums and social media with theories. Was this an accidental leak or an ill-timed promotional post? If it was a leak, it wasn't just a minor error. It could significantly impact the Fever's strategy. Revealing their protected players might give rival teams critical insight into Indiana's priorities. The social media post didn't just raise eyebrows, it sparked a firestorm of debate. Some fans speculated the leak might have been intentional, a way for the Fever to gauge public reaction before finalizing their decisions. Intentional or not, the consequences are significant. The real question is, what does this reveal about the Fever's priorities? And are they making the right choices with their rumored protected 6? Let's break it down.
There's not even one scenario ever out there in all the multiverses where Caitlin Clark wouldn't be on the list. Aaliyah Boston, same thing goes for her. Kelsey Mitchell's going to be a free agent, but we know the Fever really want to bring her back. They've been celebrating her accomplishments in China. They just posted an hour of her highlights online. They can core her if they have her rights and keep her under contract. So it makes sense that they keep that big 3 together.
Now that we've seen the rumored protected player list, let's break it down, starting with the core 4: Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull. These choices reveal Indiana's priorities and their vision for the future. Caitlin Clark, fresh off a historic Rookie of the Year season, is not just the face of the franchise, but also the WNBA's most marketable player. Aaliyah Boston, a former first overall pick, is already one of the league's elite bigs, anchoring both offense and defense with her dominant presence. Kelsey Mitchell, a seasoned veteran and scoring machine, is critical to maintaining the team's offensive flow. Lexi Hull, known for her grit, defense, and improved shooting, perfectly complements this star-studded lineup. Together, they form a foundation Indiana can build on for years to come.
Obviously, Lexi Hull falls into that group as well. Hull is a glue-type player, plays hard, gets to the loose balls, takes on the tough assignments.
Then there's Nalissa Smith, whose inclusion sparked debate. While her athleticism and potential are undeniable, her on-court inconsistency and the fallout from the infamous iPook TikTok incident with her girlfriend make her a polarizing choice. Some view Nalissa Smith as untapped potential, arguing that protecting her preserves valuable trade options. Others question whether her inconsistency and off-court distractions are worth the gamble. Strategically, losing Smith without compensation would be a major setback. If Indiana can transform her potential into meaningful assets, her inclusion could ultimately be a brilliant move.
On-court stuff, she's not the best decision maker with the basketball. Motor comes into question at times, not really a shooter. However, There was also the other stuff. She would seem to have an issue with Christy Sides. Doesn't seem to stay away from social media at times. And then the thing with Dejanay Carrington and the Sun and the Fever.
The 6th spot reportedly goes to Temi Fagbenle, a veteran who made a strong impact early in the season, but was later hampered by injuries. Temi Fagbenle's inclusion raises eyebrows, as many fans expected Grace Berger, a younger player with high potential, to make the cut. Fagbenle's versatility and defensive skills likely gave her the edge, especially in a draft where veteran stability is highly valued. However, critics argue that prioritizing Fagbenle over Berger could hinder Indiana's long-term growth, as younger players are often seen as vital building blocks for the future.
Maybe Stephanie White sees the talent that NaLyssa has, and she clearly has talent, and thinks, I can get the most out of NaLyssa. Or maybe the Fever think, hey, we're not going to lose her for nothing. Let's protect her because she does have trade value. There is no Satu trade with no NaLyssa Smith, because they really need a power forward. Like, really, 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 really need a power forward. So they need to, like, if there's no NaLyssa trade, there's no Satu. Because, again, if NaLyssa is not available for trade, then Satu Sabally is not going to be got, because there's no good power forwards in free agency. Satu or NaLyssa at least has some potential, but she can come in as a replacement for Satu with the other assets they get, and they at least get something.
The exclusions of Grace Berger and Damiris Dantas are particularly surprising. Berger, though underutilized this season, is viewed as a promising asset with the potential to step into a larger role as Caitlin Clark's backup at point guard. Dantas, a seasoned forward, brings floor spacing, efficient scoring, and valuable depth. Their absence might signal Indiana's openness to trade opportunities or a willingness to take calculated risks, leaving these players exposed to secure other priorities for the team's future. Fans are divided over the Fever's rumored decisions. Some applaud their focus on securing their stars and maintaining trade flexibility, while others worry this strategy could cost them key players with untapped potential. It's a delicate balancing act between solidifying the present and building for the future. Did Indiana strike the right balance?
Temi Fagbenle is a winning attitude kind of player, plays hard on defense, really ran the floor well on the season, did a nice job converting Caitlin Clark's passes early in the year. Didn't do as well later in the year with that. Blew a lot of layups and bunnies, but I think part of that was because she had a hand injury.
This fallout highlights a larger trend in the WNBA. As the league becomes more competitive, teams are adopting increasingly strategic and secretive approaches. Expansion drafts are rare, and every decision sends ripple effects across the league. Whether the leak was accidental or intentional, it has thrust the Fever into the spotlight of one of the offseason's biggest stories. Fans are left wondering, did Indiana just make or break their path to contention?
You just never know. You just never, ever know when it comes to the WNBA. Like, nothing will surprise me. But this is a competent franchise. They're going to keep the players that have the most value, whether it be on the court or in the trade room.
This leaked list has done more than fuel fan debates. It's provided insight into the Fever's priorities and the shifting dynamics of the WNBA. Whether intentional or accidental, the social media post has increased pressure on Indiana's front office, forcing them to handle the fallout carefully. The decisions made now will define the franchise's future. If the rumored list holds, it shows a strong commitment to their young core, while keeping trade options open for players like NaLyssa Smith. However, this is a gamble. Protecting Smith over promising talents like Grace Berger risks alienating fans if it doesn't pay off.
Let's call it a little Fever fun, right? I mean, it's an all-season topic. It's perfect for that. A little bit of Fever fun. We can have that. And shout out to the social team if they're getting in trouble today. No big deal, right?
Conversely, securing players like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull provides a solid foundation for building a contender. as long as Indiana can maintain the right mix of talent and chemistry. The Fever's future is on the line, and fans are eager to see if the plan succeeds. This incident also underscores a broader shift in the WNBA. With the league expanding and competition intensifying, teams are under more scrutiny than ever. The Golden State Valkyries' entry signals a new era, where every roster decision holds immense stakes.
Nonetheless, the WNBA now getting some of the vibes that the NBA has gotten in free agency and off seasons in the past, where fans can't stop speculating about every little thing.
The Fever's apparent slip-up serves as a reminder that in this high-pressure environment, even a single deleted post can shift narratives, alter strategies, and spark a fan frenzy. So, what's next? Fans are eagerly waiting to see whether Indiana's rumored protected six becomes a reality, or if the team has surprises in store before the draft. Meanwhile, the Valkyries are preparing to make their debut selections, and the ripple effects will be felt throughout the league. One thing's for sure, this WNBA offseason has never been more exciting. Who do you think Indiana should protect, and what moves would you make in their position? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.